Testing. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Do we have sound? Do we have sound? Do we have sound? I should probably close this and start a new one. But do we have audio? Do we have audio? Say a word if you hear me. I know there's a bit of a delay. Still silent? Now I see that I'm broadcasting sound. Good, yay! Okay! You have all just watched a mime comedy show. That is Daliso Chaponda trying to branch from being a stand-up comic to being a mime, ladies and gentlemen. We now have sound. Hello and welcome to the Corona Cast Comedy Show. I did a very funny, inspired opening to the show, but there was no sound. But we do have sound. Let's get started. I'm in a very good mood. This has been a very good last few weeks. First off, I found out that it's confirmed that I will be doing the Royal Variety Performance. For any of you who are not in the UK, this is an annual fundraiser, brilliant event which they do. They raise lots of money for charity. It's got a bunch of performers, comedians, musicians, dancers. We perform this year for Prince Charles and we raise a lot of money, which is very much needed. And I will be doing that. So I found that out and that was great. And then also it is confirmed that I am now going on tour. So my next tour, Apocalypse Not Now, is now for sale. Okay, it's going to start in February next year. It's going to go across the UK, and then I'm going to be adding dates, more dates in the UK, more dates in Africa, more dates wherever people want me. So please, if you enjoy this show at all, if I make you laugh, right, I will actually ask you to go to africancomedian.com. There is a link below, and you can buy tickets for the tour. Also, any of you who have been my Patreons, if you've been a Patreon for the CoronaCast Comedy Show, if you're at the right level, you get a free ticket. So just let me know where you are, and I will put you on the list of the free tickets for the Apocalypse Not Now show. The poster is not out yet, so I'm just telling you out early, and then when the poster is out, I will present it on the Corona Cast Comedy Show and so on and so forth. But either way, life is resuming, and I know some of you may be worried, like thinking, is it safe to buy tickets for March? Don't worry, all of the theaters understand that COVID is constantly evolving, so you buy the tickets, but if for any reason it's postponed because of lockdowns or COVID, you get your money back or you get a new date for the tour. So it's entirely safe to buy the tickets. It's going to be a hell of a show. It's been gestating for a whole year. But without further ado, let's get today's episode. There are a lot of people in the house, and I will say hello to all of you. Hello to Fiona. Hello to BLT God. Hello to everybody here. David Scarf, I am looking forward to that performance. I don't know why there's so many people today, but I will embrace it and do a fabulous show. Today's show is a game which I like to play called First Joke, Last Joke. Okay? First joke, last joke. This is a way in which I write jokes. No other comedian I know does it this way. Okay? First joke, last joke. And it's evolved from an improv game. There's an improv game called First Word, Last Word. And in that improv game, two people have a conversation. And you have to answer the second person with the last word which they said. So it's like, hello, how are you doing? And then I have to say, doing really well. Then the next person says, well, it's rainy, isn't it? And then they say, it really is rainy. And that they keep going. You always have to open with the last word. So what I do when writing jokes sometimes is I'll write a joke, and then the last word or the last subject of the first joke becomes the second joke. Okay? And so I've done it 10 times. I've got 10 jokes. I'm going to tell you 10 jokes. The way it's going to work, I'm going to do 5 jokes. Then we'll probably have an intermission where I chat to you, answer your questions. I probably won't. And then we will have another 5. Great to have you here, Martin Besserman. He's a comedy promoter. It's been a hard year for all of us. Chelsea is laughing at the presence of Martin. Hello from me. Hello from Chelsea. Hello, Marsha. I hope I make you laugh. Let's get started. So the first joke of the day is a panda joke. Okay? I was like, what do we do the first joke before we do the first joke, last joke? And I decided to go with a panda joke. Now, this is actually a panda joke that I wrote a while ago, a few months ago, and it was a little bit too dirty. So this is a slightly more TV-friendly version. I hope it still works because the really dirty version worked. Okay, so here we go, ladies and gentlemen. First joke of the night. And hello to you, Halahan. I hope you laugh at this joke. So, pandas notoriously have a low population because the pandas do not have sex with each other, right? Pandas are just not in the mood. Pandas are always rejecting each other. Look at this panda face. Look at this panda face. That is a horny, lonely panda who isn't getting any, okay? So that panda and all pandas don't mate. So there's been a lot of people trying to get pandas to mate in lots of different ways because the panda population is dwindling. One of the things that they tried is they played pandas panda porn. They actually filmed pandas having sex and then they played the pandas having sex in a cage with 2 pandas, right? Trying to get them to get down with each other. The pandas did not do it. In fact, if anything, all that it encouraged the pandas to do was to tie each other up and spank each other. And handcuff each other. I don't know if it works. The initial version was way dirtier. Those of you who are regulars of the Coronacast Comedy Show probably remember the dirty version. Which leads me to the second joke. So that joke ended with handcuffs. Okay, handcuffs makes me think about R. Kelly. Do you know that in July 2019, it's been a year and a half since R. Kelly was arrested and he's awaiting trial. He's in jail. He's not yet been put on trial. Now, it's probably fine because we all are pretty sure he's guilty, right? I watched that documentary too, but it did get me thinking about this justice system they have in America where people can be in prison on trial waiting for their trial, which seems rather absurd, okay? And I was like, if it can happen to somebody as famous as R. Kelly, it must happen to people who aren't famous. So I took a look at some of the statistics and it's bonkers, okay? 6 out of 10 people in US jails, nearly 500,000 people are waiting for trial. They're in prison, chilling, waiting for trial, okay? People who have not been found guilty, right? Also, in Louisiana, I couldn't find the full U.S. numbers, but in Louisiana alone, there are 1,300 people who have been locked in jail for 4 years waiting for their day in court. It's absolutely absurd. And then I got so, kind of depressed and interested by this, I went on to try and find out who has been held in prison for the longest waiting for trial. And check this out. There's a guy called Jerry Hartfield who was in prison for 35 years in Texas, right? He had not actually been put on trial. Eventually, they set him free because they couldn't find a valid reason to keep him there. But 35 years he waited without a conviction. Absolutely bonkers. And this is what he said when he came out. He said, I am not bitter. I am not angry. They were only doing their jobs and I respect them for that. What? How do these people forgive? How do people forgive being put in prison for 35 years? Okay, I still cannot forgive the woman who cheated on me when I was 17, right? 17, and I've harbored it for years, okay? I cannot forgive the comedian who pranked me on stage, right? I was on stage, I walked on stage, I was about to do a show, and this comedian had arranged for the entire audience to start heckling me with some in-joke, right? I still don't forgive him. I'm going to get you. I'm going to destroy you. How do these people forgive people for such absurd injustices? I am amazed. I am amazed. Sean Arnold says it happens in the UK too. That's extremely worrying. If I do not show up on a Corona cast and I have been arrested, please send petitions. Please make sure at least I get tried. Okay, if I'm guilty, fine, but I might not be guilty. Make sure at least I get a trial, people. Let's move on. So this friend of mine made, his name is Vince Atta. I don't know if he ever watches this. Vince, I remember the prank. I'll get you. But speaking of heckling, speaking of hecklers, it does get me thinking. It does get me thinking, ladies and gentlemen, about how this has been indeed a tough year for comedians because we cannot perform. We do not have a comedy audience, but it has also been an extremely difficult year for hecklers. Hecklers are totally stressed out. They are unable to heckle, and I feel really sorry for them. They have to sit at home yelling at films, right? They just have to watch the comedy DVDs and just yell at them. Oh, you're shit. That's what hecklers have to do. Some of you may be heckling me right now, but I can't hear you. Apologies. Tough. Sean Arnold says that if indeed I do go to prison, I should ask for my camera so that I can stream from prison. Also, I could use the camera as a shiv and just defend myself. So it turns out, it seems I'm seeing the chat from YouTube and I'm seeing the chat from Twitch. I've not been responding to the Facebook people. Are there any Facebook people? Oh, Jacqueline Boylan's on Facebook, so I am seeing Facebook comments. Okay, let's keep going. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, I actually have to just double check something because most of my Facebook comedy audience is on Deliso Comedy. I need to just slowly, briefly make sure that it's streaming to Deliso Comedy because that is where I get a lot more. It is not streaming to Deliso Comedy. I was wondering why the most common people who stream share. I'll share it later. I don't know what happened, but that's why most of my Facebook audience is not seeing this. Apologies if you were one of my regular Facebook people and you are not part of it. Hello, Dharma. Hello, Dharma. Dharma Karma Star is in the house. She is a streamer and earlier today helped me look a bit less terrible on screen. It's still not perfect. There's still a bit of a white line, but we already are having quite a bit of improvement from the last time that I streamed and she messaged me and said, "You look totally shit. Give me a call. Let's sort this out." So any of you who are not blinded by how atrocious I look, it's partly because of Dharma's help. It's still not perfect. One step at a time. Eventually, it's going to be ideal. There's also some of it is just my face. There's only so much you can do. You can put on the lighting, the makeup, but at the end of the day, your face is all you have to work with. Okay, let's keep going, ladies and gentlemen. Let's keep going. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, I have got to talk to you comedy DVD because I said that hecklers have been comedy DVD. Hecklers have been heckling comedy DVDs, so you get a joke about a comedy DVD. My last comedy DVD, I filmed it myself, okay? Because I could not hire all of the producers and people like that who filmed the first DVD. I couldn't afford it, so I filmed it myself. So I showed up to the city where we were going to film it. Myself and the director, we had video cameras, we had microphones, and they refused to let us sign in. Okay, I was staying at a cheap hotel, guys. Okay, I was staying at Travelodge. Okay, we spent all our budget on the cameras and on the design and the set and stuff. So I was like, I have to save some money. We stayed at a cheap hotel, and they said, we do not allow cameras in Travelodge. And I was like, why do we not allow cameras in Travelodge? And they kept telling me, eventually they broke down and said, look, we don't allow cameras because some people, some enterprising filmmakers had been filming porn in Travelodge rooms. Yeah, you knew it. Were you a star? They had been filming porn in Travelodge rooms, and it was very scandalous to them. They were left with the cleanup, and so they said, we now have a zero tolerance. We do not allow video cameras in the room. Now, I don't think that they are taking the right approach, right? Why are they trying to ban all of the video cameras? They should embrace it in exchange for advertising. Because wouldn't that be really persuasive, right? If it's just like, oh, what spacious rooms. Do you know they allow late checkout? Oh, wonderful, 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 ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'm talking about in the house. I hope you laughed at that joke. Let's see what we've got here. Rahul Kumar says, I don't use my Facebook to avoid seeing my relatives and cousins. I fully understand that some people have got horrible relatives. Stuart Wintle, you saw me in Cardiff a couple of years back. Well, my tour for 2021, Apocalypse Not Now, has just been announced. Head over to africancomedian.com and see when I am in Cardiff. Come see me next year. Okay, how are you doing? Hi, Adrenaline. I'm glad you love my ugly face. Dharma Karma Star says, I am a Travelodge kind of girl. I know why. Pick me. Yes! Cheap and affordable, Dharma Karma Star. I like it. You have gone even further up in my estimation. Love on a budget, right? What's this? BLT 221 says that they will do a petition to get me out of jail. Appreciated. Oh, I'm glad you are all laughing at the Travelodge joke. What's even funnier is I wasn't able to do the physical motions. If I was doing it on stage, I'd probably half of the joke would be me grinding and say, "Oh, what spacious rooms we have here," and all of the sexual actions that I would be doing, right? But speaking of which, I just said to Dharma that cheap is good. This is actually going to give me an opportunity to do a joke, an episode. I wasn't even going to talk about it, but I think I should talk about it because it broke my heart. Okay, this was around a year and a half ago. I was at Argos. Okay, I was at Argos, which is a place where you can buy all sorts of things, very affordable things, right? I did not know that Argos does wedding rings. Okay, Argos does wedding rings. And two people showed up. It was a man who was, let's say, I will make some assumptions about his income. He was dressed in a tracksuit. He seemed like he needed a shower. And it doesn't matter. It was a choice. It wasn't how he was rolling. Okay, so this fellow and his girlfriend showed up, and it was his pregnant girlfriend, okay? His pregnant girlfriend, and they walk over to the wedding rings in Argos, right? Which are very reasonably priced. Like, there was one which was, I think, £60, right? And she pointed at it. It had dolphins. I still, to this day, remember that it had dolphins on it. And she was like, can we take that one? And he's like, no, let's take that one. It's cheaper, pointing to one which was £40. My friend, this is the least romantic man in the world. I gotta say, like, you can't pay 60 quid for the wedding ring, my man! For your pregnant girlfriend? I almost just threw them the £20. Like, here you go. Just get her the damn dolphin. You know what I mean? But, you can't just bump into people's personal strife. Oh, so that's cheap, but that's a bit too cheap, ladies and gentlemen. That is a little cheap too much. Let's see what's going on in the house before I tell the next story. Okay, what have we got over here? For some reason, there are lots of people. This is wonderful. Thank you so much. Did somebody feature me or something like that? I've never seen so many Twitch people. Usually it's just Facebook. Well, it's lovely to have you here. And if Dharma brought them or somebody else brought them, thank you so much for bringing them. He was a bum indeed. Hello, dolphins. Hello. It is funny. Oh, chavs. I don't use that term because I'm not British. I sometimes misidentify chavs, but you are entirely possible. Oh, it wasn't Dharma. Well, somebody did it. Well, it's very nice. It's very nice. Okay, let's keep going. Steer dearer than Travelodge, says Jacqueline Bolan. That is entirely true. Okay, let's keep going. We are talking about cheapness. We're talking about cheapness. Oh, dear. You see, this has thrown off my entire thing. I'll just jump into the next joke. I remember my last girlfriend, right, having a time when my girlfriend was no longer enjoying the relationship. Oh, she just wasn't as happy, and we'd had a few days where it wasn't, the spark was gone, and she was not laughing and not enjoying things. And I was like, what the hell? What's wrong? What's wrong? What can I do? What can I fix? You know what I mean? What can I do? Clearly, I'm doing something to upset you. I don't know what it is. Instead of wanting me to decode it, just tell me, what can I do? What can I change? And she said, well, I miss the old Daliso, right? Now, this is one of those things where you're like, what the hell? I'm in competition with my younger self. I can be in competition with other men, but in competition with my younger self? What the hell? It's almost like she'd bought a version of Daliso at the store. She'd used it for a few years, and after 2 years, she wanted to return it to the store for a refurbishment, so to speak, right? I think everybody secretly wants this for their partner. They want to return them to the hotter version that they met a few years ago. And what I was like, look, okay, if you want the old Daliso, okay, I guess, I could go to the gym and I could get some plastic surgery and try my best, but it's still got to be the current me. And she was like, no. It was like, the old Daliso used to be more like, it had more faith and things like that. And I was like, what? I didn't have lots of faith. And I realized that it's not only that she doesn't miss the old Daliso, she misses the old version of me who was pretending to be into everything she is into so that I could sleep with her, right? It's not even the old me she misses. She misses a fictional character. And then the biggest thing, though, is that she said that, well, you used to pay attention to my every word. You used to be so excited to be with me. And nowadays you're often distracted. You're often like, you're just distracted. And I was like, well, I'm more famous now. There are more distractions, yo. That's just truth. Okay, let's see what's going on in the chat before we keep going and do a joke about distraction. Hello. Prosper W says, women, am I right? Never happy. No, sometimes women are happy. It's keeping the happiness around once you have achieved it. Good to have you in the house. Very lovely to have lots of people. Preach, brother, says Aiden. I am preaching, and I'm glad you are laughing at the gags. Okay, let's keep going, ladies and gentlemen. Next up on the comedy chat. Let's talk about distractions, right? As you get older, you reach an age, and now I'm speaking to middle-aged men here. You reach an age when you cannot get distracted during sex, okay? When you're a 20-year-old, once you're up, you're up. Bombs could be going off. A murderer with a chainsaw could come in trying to kill you. You're still hard, right? Literally, you could be having a fight. You could have like a little squirrel jump on your back and bite you, you're still up, you're still hard, you're still going. When you get to your 40s, you become really sensitive, right? You need total focus, no distractions. Like literally, a butterfly flies in, and like, oh, sorry, babe, I'm not there anymore, right? You have to go and have sex in a tank. You know, one of those. What's the name of them? Those tanks where you get no other sensations other than what is going on. You have to avoid distraction. It's so funny because when you're younger, you worry so much about size, right? That's the easiest. Well, okay, I assume some people actually do have a problem, but I just think that of all the things I've worried about in sex, size is not one of them. Avoiding distractions much harder, right? Need to get like double glazed windows and thick curtains and make sure that everything is soundproofed. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Sensory deprivation tank. That's what I'm talking about, Dharma Karma Star. That is where I need to have sex, ladies and gentlemen, in a sensory deprivation tank. Penguin Vivo says Eric is like that. I don't know who Eric is, but yes, a lot of men, as they get older, you need to be in the place at the time. Last show I was doing jokes about the different areas of Africa. I don't think I finished it. Oh, Sarah Hall, I will be doing, so essentially Africa is a big place. So if I did every episode, which was all the countries of Africa, that's all I would be doing for the next 2 months. What I'm going to do is, depending on my mood, I'm going to dip back into different things. The same way that some days I do jokes from audience suggestions, other days I just do something like this. So don't worry, the jokes about Africa will be back. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's keep going, ladies and gentlemen, to number 8. Number 8 is about size. So a lot of men are obsessed with the size of their penises. Size of their penises. I'm in fact tired of trying to take a piss and having a clearly straight white man trying to look. Because you all want to know, is it true? Is it true? They want to know.
People, what?
They look. Clearly.
What the fuck?
Oh, of course they look. They want to know.
No, not of course.
You're
That shit's creepy.
Women don't have urinals, right? So they're not looking.
That's fucking creepy.
It would be creepy if they're looking with I want some of that. But you know what they're doing. You know they're like trying to see if they measure up.
Fuck.
They know they're trying to see if.
That's fucked up.
You're saying it's better. I find it very amusing. It's the same way that if you met Usain Bolt, you'd be like, yo, dude, let's run 100 meters. You just want to know. You just want to know. So they just want to know. They're like, there's a black man here. I'm a white man. How do I measure up? And so they're very creepily try to inspect. Ladies and particularly gentlemen, white gentlemen, look, don't worry. Just be proud of the little things in your life. Okay? Accept who you are. But this is something.
In your life.
That's the joke. That's the joke.
That's not a dig.
But this is something which will worry you more. This is something which may worry you more, ladies and gentlemen. I am afraid. A study was done, and in terms of giving women orgasms, apparently the shape matters more than the size. Because people who have a slight upward curvature, right, can hit the G-spot easier. So there's certain shapes which make it easier to have satisfying sex, and other people, they have to try different moves. Don't let this out. Don't let this information out on the public. Men will start to obsess not only about the size, but about the curvature of their penises. You're going to have men boasting that, oh, I'm bendy, I'm bendy. There'll be someone else saying, yo, my penis is a U shape, baby. I'm a U, baby. Let me take you home and show you the letter after V. No, before V. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's see how we are doing in the house. Let's see, what are we doing? I got it. White people, ha ha ha, says Rehalaz. So Deliso was never worried about size. This will make ladies all over the world want to taste us black men. T.I. Quinda, you are very optimistic. You've got to understand, it doesn't matter what your penis look like. It doesn't matter what your size if you don't have charm, decency, and the thing women are actually looking for. So you could have a gargantua Godzilla dick, but if you are also a dick, you ain't get no pussy. Okay, let's see what's going on. It's not the shape, it's the income, says Prosper W. I see why your name is Prosper. You're looking for the money. Okay, Dharma Karma Star says hashtag flat dicks matter. Well played, well played.
What the fuck is this conversation?
Furman G says, I got a 90-degree dick. Shit goes straight up. Chargeable says, money. I like how the two people who are obsessing on income are Prosper W and Chargeable. Okay, you know where the money's at. Excellent. Let's keep going, ladies and gentlemen. We've got 2 more jokes to go. Before I do the final 2, I will remind you that if you want, I'm going on tour in 2021. It starts in February, so please go to africancomedian.com. You can buy tickets. If the city you are in is not on the list of the current dates, there are more dates being added. Join the mailing list, or if you are a Patreon at patreon.com/Daliso Chaponda, I will be giving free tickets to you, to people at a certain Patreon level. Okay, let's keep going with, we ended on bendy and curvature. So the next joke is about shape. Specifically the shape of wine glasses, right? Isn't it odd? Isn't it absurd that wine glasses are the most fragile and just badly shaped glass? They are extremely fragile. I know other people have been trying to clean one and it smashes. And these are the glasses you are meant to be wielding when you are drunk, when you are most clumsy. Vikings, they had the right idea. They made sense, right? You're drinking ale, wooden tankard, you can whack against another wooden tankard, but no. Wine glasses always have found me champagne flutes, like you just touch them wrong and they snap. Makes no sense. This would be like if you decide that you're going on a safari, right? You're going on a safari, you go to a car salesman and you're like, hey, I need a new car because I'm going on a safari. We're going to be going out and, off-road mud. I need a car. And the car salesman, no, stop looking at that Range Rover. You don't need a Range Rover. What you need is a VW Beetle. That was what is going to get you through the potholes, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so before the final gag, let's see what's going on here. Quinda T.I. says, Sarah Hall says to Quinda T.I., been there, done that. I don't know what you've been there and done that about. Either, Sarah, you are saying you have been with a bendy penis, or you are merely saying you have been with a horrible human being. And I hope it was the first one. Okay, let's see how we're doing. Raul Komar says, why I cannot see some of the comments about Dick. Where am I reading? So, Raul, you've got to know that this streams on Facebook, on my Facebook fan page, though currently I don't think it's streaming there. It streams also on YouTube and it streams on Twitch, and I see all the comments. So you are on YouTube, you're only seeing the YouTube comments. That's what's going on. Okay. Penguin Vivo True is laughing. Glad you are entertained. Dharma Karma Star says the pain is real. I'm not sure what pain is real, but it was probably while I was telling a specific joke. Why do they look like that, though? Says Night Shadow. Oh, the pain is real. I think you're all talking about the wine glasses. It makes no sense, does it? Oh, Quinda is sadly saying that ladies are not craving mine. I am sad. Oh, I may have frozen. Have I frozen? Am I frozen? No, Twitch seems to still see me, Jacqueline. It may be your internet connection. And as you are one of the people in my, comedy workshop who sometimes freezes, I suspect it might be your connection. Sarah Hall says, I've been with a black guy, Dilly, so I am very proud of you. Well played. Everybody, you got to do it. You got to try to go around the world, right? I'm trying to think. Okay. You got it. Okay, I've been with black women. I've been with an Indian woman. Actually, my second girlfriend was Indian. I've been with someone from Singapore. I've been with multiple Canadians. I'm trying to go around the world, right? I have not yet been. I've not done South America. I got to fill the South American void. I've done Australia. I've done. Why did this suddenly become the National Geographic of my penis's travels? Okay, you do not know this information. Dharma Karma Star says that was my approach to Europe. Did you achieve the entire of Europe, or were there any countries which you did not tick off? And if you have ticked off all of Europe, I suggest you move on to Africa. We've got more nations and hence more action. Jacqueline Boylan says, with a Scotswoman, yes. There's a festival, an Edinburgh Festival, which helps comedians achieve that. Okay, let's see what's going on. Let's keep going on. Karma Star, been there, done there. Yes, you have been to Africa. I can imagine. Okay, let's keep going, ladies and gentlemen. Juliet Ntekaketa, I'm glad you are laughing. We have got one more joke, ladies and gentlemen. The last joke, the wine glass joke, ended with a joke about VW Beetles. So last of all, I've got to bring out, the existence of Volkswagen. They owe their existence to the Nazi Party, right? Hitler wanted it to be the people's car. Now, they don't talk about this, which is entirely understand. You don't mention this on their website or promo material. You don't mention that, the Nazis loved us anywhere, right? Some things you hold back. It's like your Tinder profile, right? You don't put all the details right over there. On the Volkswagen Tinder profile, they do not mention that Adolf Hitler loved them. Some things are not first date revelations, right? It's maybe third or fourth date revelations. So before I end the show, what I'm asking is all of you who are watching, let us know, because you're slightly anonymous because it's internet. What is your third date revelation which you would not let people know on your first date? And we're going to end the show with a little bit of chat. I'm going to chat to you about your third date revelations. Or if you have any questions, now is your opportunity, because once I look at the questions in the comment, the show will be over. Okay, let's see what's going on. Okay, how are we doing? Oh, that's sweet. Sarah Hall says she wishes she was South American now. I'm not saying that once I've done a country, I've ticked it off and I'm not going back. Okay, let's see how we're going. Svata Barak says, how about girls from Chechnya? I've not been with a Chechnyan, Svata, but I am willing to travel, okay? Horny, what would you say? You say have passport, willing to travel. It's like have condoms, willing to travel. That's what I should say. How is Chechnya doing currently? I think it's Chechnya, you said. I think it's Chechnya. There was a spelling error over there. Here we go in. Iora says, the Nazi loved us. You will too. Oh my gosh, Iora. That is quite funny, Iora. Opel and Porsche. I didn't know. So apparently Adolf Hitler loved Opel and Porsche also. And did he also invest money in them? How interesting. I'm not surprised that they all avoid bringing that up. Here we going. Yes, I can always have a third date. No problem. Glad you enjoyed the show, Juliet Ntekakate. How was my experience with the Indian girl? Be honest to answer. Oh, no, actually. So she was my second girlfriend. This was in high school. It's not a secret. Her name was Tirumeni Naikar. She was, I shouldn't have told her surname. She's going to have Delisa fans say, why you break his heart, girl? No, it was lovely. We were young. It was a young relationship. You know, when you're young, you don't know what you're doing. I would accidentally hurt her feelings. She'd accidentally hurt my feelings. But it was lovely. And we met years later. Here's something funny. Actually, I shouldn't have told her full name for this. Years later. I can't tell the story. I'm an idiot. It's so funny. But because I revealed her full name, I can't tell you guys the full story of what happened. Those of you who know me personally, message me later and I'll tell you what happened, because that would just be unfair to Thiru, because she's married now and I don't. Yeah, this is like little story which happened years later, which was very funny when I was touring Cape Town. Durban. Okay, how are we going? Dharma Karma said, I don't share food. That's a third date revolution. If you touch my food, you're dead to me. I particularly hate people who are so bold as to reach across the table and grab the food without asking. Like it's a cute thing to do. It's like, I ordered this, you ordered your crap food. Eat the crap food that you ordered and let me eat what I specifically ordered, right? I'm sure that tapas piss you off, Dharma Karma Star. Okay, do I travel to Prague? Hydrenalin says, I've not actually gigged in Prague yet. I would. I'm just waiting for the right offer. Ahoy. Come to southeast of the UK. It's great down here. I think I probably am touring the southeast. I generally do all of the UK. The dumb stuff says, what if it is on a fourth date? I think this is for all of the dates that she doesn't want you to have any of her food. If you are eating and you're with Dharma, you better be eating her out, because that is the only eating you're allowed to do on a date. Okay. Yes, Fiona Raja. I should not have revealed her name. I'm an idiot. This is very funny. Suadiata, hello back to you. Oma Sahoro, I'm glad you love my jokes and I'm glad it makes your day brighter. We all need a bit of brightening up in these bizarre times. And Dharma Karma Star says, you may put your bits in my mouth, but keep your hands off my food. I like how you are ahead of me on the innuendo that I made. You beat me to the joke. Okay, how are we doing? Omasaro says, why don't I do some jokes about religion? I have an entire episode of the CoronaCast comedy show called Let's Talk About Faith, Baby, right? So I talk about religion all the time in jokes. I don't actually think there's anything wrong with talking about any subject. It's what you say, right? So some people are funny about religion and other people are offensive about religion. It's not the joke. It's not the subject. It's what you say. So check out Let's Talk About Faith episode 1 and episode 2 for lots of CoronaCast religion jokes. Okay. The dumb stuff says, if you want her to split the legs, I guess you got to split the plate. You are quite funny. You've not persuaded me, but I like it. I like it. Come to Saudi Arabia. We'll be happy to watch you live. I will eventually perform in Saudi Arabia. I've performed around you. I've performed in Jordan. I've performed in Dubai. I've performed in a bunch of countries around Saudi Arabia. As soon as I get the offer, I will perform there. I watched Russell Peters talking about his gig in Saudi Arabia. It was quite funny. Some bits of it were scary, but it was also very, very funny. What he said happened. Okay, I think that's pretty much all of the comments which I am getting. They've slowed down. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in today. I will be back. Next week, Monday. And final reminder, head over to africancomedian.com. There's comedy videos and all sorts of stuff there, but also very important, there is my tour dates. Buy a ticket or join the mailing list. If you I made you laugh. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Sarah Hall says this episode has become quite rude. I love it. I didn't know it was going to become so rude. It just happened. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a pleasure. Also, those of you in the UK, be sure to tune in to the Royal Variety Show because I will be performing in it this year, beginning of January. On ITV. Oh, no, I shouldn't say the channel until I'm sure of the channel.